It's the morning of October 19th, and at Royal on the Park Hotel, Sisters Inside staff are busy welcoming guests and doing last-minute touches before inauguration of their 2016 conference, Is Prison Obsolete?
I give praise and honour to my God and Creator. In my language, we call him Barabi.
The conference began with Auntie Valda Coolwell welcoming everyone to the country, and Indigenous dance performers gave the attendees a taste of their culture.
Also give big thanks to our cultural teachers in the Quandamooka region, the Walker family.
Sisters Inside CEO Deborah Kilroy is the driving force behind this conference.
Sisters Inside is an independent non-government organisation which exists to advocate for the human rights of women and girls in the criminal justice system, and we do so alongside those women.
We can't say we believe in abolition of all prisons, for example, except for those people that should be in a prison, because that makes no sense to me.
The purpose of this conference is about bringing people together, like the broader community that work in the area or are interested in the area, to work towards the abolition of prisons.
But let me say that it's not only important to encourage historical memory, but to recognize that we continue to live with the consequences of colonization.
We don't get no justice.
Poet, performing artist and model Lala Baines was one of the many people who attended the conference.
But really, we only get sentenced for the colour of our skin. Think about it. We make up half the jail population and it increases every year. Every time. I'm really passionate about Aboriginal affairs and Aboriginal politics, and so I really just wanted to come here and show them all my poems and how, just show them how strong that I am as a young Indigenous woman. Stories of our people getting treated poorly, it brings a tear. And we're bound to get a beating or worse. Deaths in custody, it's a curse. What makes it okay for an elderly man to be put in a van over 2 hours in 42 degrees heat? He died, they cooked him as if he was dead meat. Prison isn't the right answer, incarceration isn't the answer, decarceration is the answer, and I think it's very important for a lot of us to bring the message across.
This is about big thinking, about how do we get to abolition, because we know that it's a long journey. It's going to be a journey that's longer than my lifetime, and so it's about having those conversations so people can understand what the prison industrial complex is and the trauma that it perpetrates on everyone, not those within it, but for all of us as a community.
I think that it's not accidental that our prisons are full of poor people, even more so if they're also racialized, even more so if they're women, even more so if they've experienced victimization. Whether it's the class of law students.
Professor Kim K is a lawyer and the Executive Director of Canadian Association of Elizabeth Fry Societies. In 2014, she was honoured with the Order of Canada for advocating on behalf of marginalized, victimized, criminalized and institutionalized women and girls.
I think immediately any government can start to decarcerate. They can start to look at vulnerable populations in particular. So youth could all be decarcerated, women could be decarcerated, Indigenous people. And the positive impact of doing that, I think, would spread fairly quickly.
Do you hope to get out of listening to all the speakers, the keynote speakers and everything?
Just new information, I guess.
Rita Mary Marbo has been working for Sisters Inside for 7 years. And she's the granddaughter of Eddie Marbo, the Indigenous activist who won the historic Native Titles case in 1992.
Knowledge is they've been doing this for a lot longer than I have, so their expertise, I guess.
Civilians, people in the free world need to be part of the conversation and to understand what we're saying and not be fearful about the conversation. We've got to have the hard discussions to be able to understand and how, ways of thinking outside the bars to actually bring the walls down.
The 3-day conference will wind up on Friday. Reporting from Source News, Stebin Sam.